Resurgence. Spurs. They have returned again. We thought they might be slipping back into a little bit of a slump with that battering against Brighton, but a comeback and beat a Bournemouth side who've actually been in good form as well. So let's not make out like it's just some dead Bournemouth team on the bottom of the table. They have been very, very good the last few games and months. So a good 3-1 win. All right, listen, Kate in the group chat just said this. I can't speak much or come on to the reaction tonight, but I'm just going to leave you with this. Richarlison is rubbish. And he left. And then he scores, and I hear nothing from Kate again. so yeah, Kate, 3-1 win. How do you feel about the performance and obviously Richarlison scoring once again?
Well, I'd just like to say, I've sat here, I've had people shout at me, tell me that he's imposter Coglu and he's poster no clue. Well, he ain't doing bad, considering
those are great slander names, by the way. Those are fantastic.
Arteta's meant to be this amazing coach, according to Gooners, and we're 1 point behind him, despite having like half of our team out. I think the performance was poor. I didn't see us winning it, to be fair. I thought we was poor the whole game. Gio had a good game. Gio Lo Celso lost Sarr, who I thought started the game so well. But at the end of the day, the performance don't really matter. It's the 3 points that count, and that's what we got. Yeah, I mean, Ange, he's what he's done for our team in the space of a few months is nothing short of miraculous, really. He's turned us round. I still argue the point. People say that Declan Rice has been the most influential signing so far. I still say it's Vicario. He's changed not only, obviously he's a great keeper, he's changed the attitude of the back line. He's so vocal. And yeah, it was a fantastic result, made even sweeter by the fact that lot down the road crumbled again. But yeah, all good. Like I say, I think Ange gets a lot of abuse. I think he gets questioned a lot. He gets accused of being naive. This is his philosophy, Ten Hag hasn't got one, Ange has. And this is his philosophy. And sometimes we're going to win, sometimes we're going to lose. Until he gets the personnel that he wants, that's how it's going to be. So, right. But on we go.
But talking about winning and losing, so he had an interview after the game, and we'll pull it up on the screen for everyone to see. And the interviewer says it's not just 3 points today, but it's 3 points that put you within a point of the top 4. And then Ange says this, if I'm not mistaken, we are 3 points off the top. So at the start of the season, people thought Spurs fans were getting carried away. We're going to win the league. We're going to do it. Then obviously they had a little slump, and then a lot of Spurs fans retracted and said, you know what, I'm not going to win the league. But it seems like Big Ange, he's got his eyes on the title. Are Spurs really, let's be honest now, are Spurs really and truly in this title race? Months, let me know.
Well, mathematically, yeah, of course, mathematically, yes, but in the long run, I don't think so. What I will say about Spurs is that they are onto something special. We can't, like, if anyone don't think Spurs are on a very steep trajectory right now, you're just in denial, or you're an Arsenal fan, or a Chelsea fan. That is all it is. At the end of the day, this man has come in, and he's the reason why other teams are looking at their manager sideways. It's Ange's fault. Man are looking at their manager and going, "Oh, what? So man can come in for what, 4 months, and they already got a style of play. They're playing Emerson Royale and Ben Davis at centre back, and I can still see these men playing out the back. They're still maintaining their style. You know what I'm saying? There's a general base to build off of there, and you got obviously guys like Ten Hag and that who 18 months in the job, but you still ain't seen nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm going to take out my team, Liverpool and City, out of the equation, and probably Arsenal as well. But when I say onto something special, I think people are taking it out of context, even in the chat. Tottenham are overachieving as it is. Yeah. However, if you actually watch their games, they'd probably be a little bit disappointed that they're not a little bit further up the league, even though they're overachieving. They probably should have beaten Brighton. If the actual Tottenham turned up in that game, which they never turned up, apart from the last 15 minutes, if they turned up in that game, Tottenham actually could have been, 2 points ahead of Arsenal? Then all of a sudden, they're in the conversation even more than they are now. If with Van de Ven and Maddison to come back, it's scary hours because since the start of the season, this is me being 100% honest. Since the start of the season, the best team with results and performances combined for me was the Spurs side for the first 10 games of the season. 8 wins, 2 draws. Yeah, that was the best team that I've seen so far in the Premier League. Better than any Arsenal team, better than any Liverpool team, better than any City team in terms of consistency in results and performances. Yeah, and of course, the difference is they don't have a squad. So whoever's coming in off the bench is obviously not good enough. But the fact that they've had all these injuries, and I think for a lot of Spurs fans, it's okay, damage limitation. How long can we last until Maddison, Van der Ven, Romero, when he stops deciding to be a thug, when he stops trying to fight people and stuff like that, when that all stops, it's damage limitation. How long can they last? How long can they stay in and amongst it? And I think they've done very well to stay in the conversation. Now, if they can stay where they are and put together at least a few more results, Maddison and Van der Ven come back, I think they are in the conversation. But I think to go all the way, I think is a bit too much for Spurs. And for them, it's just about trajectory and how long they can go. They already have the basis there. If they back that manager and, again, the players carry on playing for him and they maintain that style, we'll have to wait and see. There's obviously going to be, as I said, there's obviously going to be up and downs because the squad isn't good enough. But I generally think they can be in a title race, but I wouldn't have them as title favorites by any stretch. But what they're doing for me, they're in a better position than a lot of football clubs. Obviously, probably bar maybe the top 2 or 3.
Nobbies, let me ask you a question. Yeah, like obviously the FA Cup starts this month. Do you think Spurs can go on and win the FA Cup? Like, what do you think Spurs need to go and do to like go on and win a trophy? Because I don't think they're going to have enough to win the league. I think mentality will play a big part. We haven't got any evidence of these set of players or even Spurs in my lifetime winning the league, to be honest. So what do you think they need to do to like go out there and maybe even, go out and win the FA Cup at least?
I mean, cup competitions are hard because, anyone can beat anyone on any given day, and it's basically a lottery, like an ultimate game. So,
well, a lottery for most teams, but when you've got brown envelopes and heated balls, then you're gonna have a good way to the
shameless. Just on Spurs, like generally, I think that a very exciting project. I think you're a Spurs fan, you've got to be happy. Like given like the cloud that sort of surrounded Spurs, post Pochettino, then Mourinho and Conte. So this is a lovely time to be a Spurs fan. I think it's probably 1 season, maybe 2 seasons too soon for them to be genuine title contenders. But I think the good thing is there are very obvious deficiencies in the Spurs team, but the good thing is they're obvious, so therefore it's easy to fix them. It's not like like even Man City this season where we were struggling. It wasn't really obvious what the deficiencies were. But with Spurs, I think it is. Like obviously they need probably 2 more centre halves with depth. They probably Kate's touched on Richarlison. They probably need like an actual a striker who can do the job and be a proper Harry Kane replacement. They probably need at least 1 more forward, maybe some more depth in midfield. But it is really obvious what Spurs are trying to do. It's obvious what Ange is trying to do. And as I say, I think it's quite obvious where the areas they need to strengthen are. So the question mark will just become, will Ange get that backing properly in the transfer windows? That's the only question really. But yeah, I don't see why. I think they're going to get 4th this season. That's where I predicted them before a ball was kicked. I'm going to stick with that. I don't think they'll be in a proper title race, by which I mean, let's say 5 games into the end of the season. I don't think they'll realistically be in a chance. But yeah, I'm sure Kate's loving it. I'm sure all Spurs fans are loving it. Because it's
Kate, as well, ask you, do you believe that your club, because Nobby's mentioned like getting the players in and the obvious holes that need to be filled, do you believe your club, specifically Levy, will actually get the job done for Ange to get the players that he needs?
First of all, I don't think we'll be anywhere near the FA Cup. I don't think we've got the squad to take it seriously. I'm not going to lie. I think he's going to put a lot of kids out this year, and I can forgive him for that because we're so down to bare bones at the minute. I mean, when I was watching and we've got Davis back on the pitch, we've got Skip, Dyer. Oh my God. That sort of team is not going to get anywhere. Do I think Levy will back Ange? Going on past experience, hell no. But Ange is the sort of manager that isn't going to demand a superstar. He likes to buy from markets, Japanese markets, go out there and find hidden gems, if you like, rather than go for the obvious superstar.
That's
So
good though. That's good.
Yeah, that's Vicario is the prime example. He's been one of the best
Exactly.
goalkeepers in the league this year, and he's
Exactly.
what,
So-
13 million pounds or something.
And,
Yeah,
I spoke about his talent ID as well in the summer when people were trying to slate him.
yeah, and we've got Paratici working away in the background, even though he's
Wait,
not
wait,
supposed
ain't he in prison? What? Wait,
No,
what's going
no,
on?
no.
Nah, he bust case.
Oh, he
He
bust
bust
case. Oh, he bust case. Ah, fair
Outside.
play to him.
It's cooking behind Scott Munn. I think Scott Munn's the face of it, but Paratici's doing all the cooking in the back. But I
Yeah,
think
oh,
we're
he's got the burner in the cell. Ah, that's
yeah,
what it is, isn't it?
exactly.
Like-
I think we're getting centre back. I think that looks like it's going to happen soon. I think we might get one. We need two really, but we might get one more. But it's going to be the proofs in the pudding. I'm one of these cynical fans that's gone 23 years of watching Levy just fail to deliver for our club. So I'm sitting on the fence with this one, and I'll believe it when I see it. But it's not just about backing him in January. He's got to do it consistently in the summer. I mean, I think if we had our full team, we'd be right up there. I predicted us to finish 7th this year. So for me, anything above that, I'll be over the moon as a first season. But I do see what Angie's doing. And I think people can laugh and say Spurs are never going to win anything. I see something here, which I haven't felt for a long, long time. And I think if Levy sees it too and backs him, we could go on and do something special.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Spurs are high flying right now. Listen, the way I wish I was just happy with my club and my team.
Come
and all
over
my
to
Spurs.
Spurs. We welcome you, KJ. Come on over.
Bruv, at least, listen, we might be bad, but at least I see a trophy every 5 years or something. Flipping hell. I don't want to be
Ooh,
starving. But yeah, I hope everyone's all good. Remember to like and subscribe to the Football Terrace, and you know what it is. Make sure everyone